Now, I'm pretty sure that everybody here enjoys a good old-fashioned Lovecraftian movie. The way they make us feel uneasy, how they make you think about what lies beyond what we know, keeping us fearful and on the edge of our seats, all while entertaining us.
Some folks have a strange idea of entertainment.
Heck, you might even be lucky and get yourself a tentacle or two in most Lovecraftian movies, even if tentacles themselves aren't what makes movies Lovecraftian.
But Father, what is an Lovecraftian movie then?
Well, simply put, robotic child of mine,
You don't touch me.
Lovecraftian means relating to or reminiscent of the works of the U.S. fantasy and horror writer H.P. Lovecraft. Wait, that doesn't tell us anything. Wait, there's more. Especially in depicting monstrous, misshapen beings from another dimension or universe, often in sinister, antiquated New England settings. Okay, so that's a better description. But I would also add that whole fear of the unknown part in there, just so people know how cool I am. So why not share one of my favorite tales of madness, abominations, and science gone amok with you, my YouTube friends? So please, won't you join me as I take a look at 1985's Re-Animator? Re-Animator, the story of medical students pursuing a cure for death itself.
We can defeat death.
Well, it's thematically about the actions and consequences of pursuing your goals without compromise, pushing the envelope, so to speak, never halting and always thirsting for more knowledge, and not to mention bringing things back from the dead. In essence, a mad scientist tale.
You killed him! No, I did not. I gave him life.
Loosely-ish based on H.P. Lovecraft's short story from the early 1920s. 1920s? Holy shit, that's over 100 years ago.
Eventually, I ended up going to the public library and found 6 little stories that he wrote in the 30s, and in reading them, I was blown away.
Lovecraft pushes the genre in literary terms. So we were going to have to push the genre in filmic terms.
But in the 1980s, Stuart Gordon, Brian Yuzna, and Dennis Paoli, the 3 musketeers of Lovecraftian madness, teamed up to create the cult classic that is so loved today.
And I was a horror fan, so I was looking to make a low-budget horror movie. And I had saved up some money and felt like I could borrow some. And so I was interested in the Re-Animator project.
But with limited funds and a tiny bit of help from Empire International Pictures, the fledgling crew managed to create a mind-churningly horrifying, yet hilarious experience with a can-do attitude and heaps and piles of personality, among other things. Heaps of corpses. I was talking about heaps of corpses. Corpses are, of course, what drives the plot of the story, seen as wondrous fleshy vessels that hold the spark of life. Our hero medical student, Dr. Dan Kane, played by Bruce Abbott, and his sugarfly honey GF, Megan Halsey, played by Barbara Crampton, must both endure the strangely compelling and oddly intelligent antics of Dan's new roommate, Dr. Herbert West, played by Jeffrey Combs.
You'll never even know that I'm here.
Dan,
Except, of course, on the 1st of the month.
Dan, you know, I cannot blame you on this one. I, too, at times am highly compelled by monetary gain. As a completely unrelated note, have you considered subscribing to Beyond Normal today, little Timmy?
Beyond Normal? What's that?
Oh, Timmy. Beyond Normal is the spookiest, ghouliest place on the block.
Spooks and ghouls? Nah, that's lame.
Consider subscribing to Beyond Normal today, the place to be for a spooky good time. This was just a joke. Beyond Normal will not shoot you in the face, he promises. Unless he means shooting videos into your face, which then yes, he will shoot videos into your face. Now, West is one of those creative mad genius types. He knows a whole bunch of medical stuff, has done copious amounts of research, speaks his mind, and he did literally invent a serum that reanimates the dead.
I've broken the 6 to 12 minute barrier. I've conquered brain death.
A serum which, fun fact, is just plain old-fashioned toxic glowstick juice. Dan is of course the straight man that is cursed with the forbidden knowledge that West thrusts upon him.
Herbert West has effected reanimation in dead animal tissue.
A man trying to do good while taking great risks for his future. Essentially, he is the audience surrogate. Which, great news for us, means Megan Halsey is all our girlfriends in this movie. And on that topic, Megan, the dean of the school's daughter, is the guiding light to the story, the moral conscience, and the one whose boobs are shown like a lot. Yeah, maybe don't watch this one with the family.
Much too good for children.
And lastly, we have the nefarious Dr. Carl Hill, played by David Gale. A real stick-in-the-mud science jerk, if you know what I mean.
We are both scientists. Let us get to the point.
And in essence, he is West's nemesis.
Frankly, Dr. Hill, your work on brain death is outdated.
Now, to summarize the plot of Re-Animator feels like I would just have to tell you everything that happens in the movie. So I'd rather say Re-Animator is about how things will go from bad to worse if you start bringing dead things back to life.
Don't expect it to tango. It has a broken back.
Yeah, see, even Stephen King knew that shit.
What's the bottom of the truth?
Well, sometimes that is better.
Event A leads to bigger event B, which leads to even worse event C, and so on and so on. These events, being the reanimation of the dead, will of course require some technical know-how. And so, for Re-Animator, primary effects were headed by John Nowlan and Anthony Dublin.
They gave me a layer-by-layer dissection manuals and all that sort of stuff.
Stuart had a friend who was a pathologist, and this guy sent out some photographs of an autopsy on a person. I'd never seen anything like that before, and it was like, oh man.
Who, considering the tiny budget and short time frame, delivered mostly gold. No, I mean mostly gold. Dear Lord, just look how wide Dr. Hill got in order to hold his decapitated head. Yeah, he gets decapitated.
Dangerous.
I mean, the only real spoiler, I think, is that a couple of main characters become science zombies, but I think it's okay to talk about. I mean, it's even in the trailer, so
Herbert, you're insane! Now what happened? I had to kill him! He's dead?
Not anymore.
Plus, I think this movie is more for the experience of it, rather than the plot. But the famous John Buechler also had a hand in this Lovecraftian pie.
I was working with Charlie Band's Empire Pictures, doing a lot of special makeup and creature effects, and that's how I sort of fell into the fold, and it was a great experience.
The opening sequence of the movie was added after principal photography was completed, all in order to shock and prepare the audience by dropping them into the deep end.
I was very concerned that the audience wouldn't be ready for the tone of the movie if they didn't get a taste of it up front.
So in essence, the visuals are a combination of absolutely fantastic and absolutely silly. Now, and don't get me wrong, I absolutely love them. They are a testament to what can be done with imagination, willpower, and some blood and some meat. but I do need to kinda, show you this cat puppet just so we're on the same page here. Now, if I just slowly expand for a second here. Can you honestly tell me this isn't the silliest kitty puppet you have ever seen?
We dealt with a lot of gross things, and yet it's funny. There's parts of it that are very funny.
Plus, the movie has, like, my favorite line of all time.
You couldn't call or write a note.
I was busy pushing bodies around, as you well know, and what would a note say, Dan? Cat dead, details later?
So to clarify, yes, Re-Animator is a B movie. Perhaps one of the top-tier B movies even. But is it a so bad it's good movie? No. Absolutely not. Re-Animator is just plain old-fashioned good. Period.
Well, I've condemned a lot of violent pictures over the years, but not ones with good humor about themselves, which is what director Stuart Gordon displays here in this zombie tale.
Yes, it is a goofy premise, but it is delivered with such sincerity, such honesty, with such straight-face acting that it has elevated itself above 90% of its contemporaries.
Halsey entered and started ranting at us, rather irrationally.
No! He was just angry.
It does have sort of a farcical quality, but it would be a real mistake to play it like that.
I mean, it led to 2 sequels, one which is absolutely fantastic across the board.
Look at this delicate piece. What do you think? A sculptress? A harpist? Would you believe a murderess?
Third one, it's Ite. And if you are already a fan of Re-Animator, may I suggest you give the integral cut a chance. An additional 19-ish minutes of strange occurrences for your viewing pleasure, like Dr. Hill using evil hypnotism to further his evil goal.
You will do what I tell you to do.
Yes, Doctor.
And Herbert West using the serum to stay awake and productive.
No! Yes! I need it! Please!
Ooh, okay, that's a serious tonal shift in the movie. But now, tell me, fine folks watching at home, do you have a favorite movie made by the Musketeers of Madness? Perchance it is that lovely new Suitable Flesh flick. Or maybe you're more of a fan of Dagon or Necronomicon. But that is all for now. I have been your host, Being Normal. May eldritch creatures from beyond time and space rock you gently into maddening sleep, and I will spook to you again soon.